corner, welcome the legendary Bigfoot, the prototype for all car smashers. In the far corner, First Blood, a mean-stopping monster driven by a crowd favorite, Rob Fuchs. In just a few minutes, these two behemoths will lock horns for the U.S. Hot Rod Association Championships. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Silverdome in Pontiac, Michigan. I'm Bret, Kepner, and we'll be bringing you the action from the Silverdome here tonight with some of the biggest names in monster truck racing, including Bigfoot, First Blood, the Equalizer. They are all here for one of the richest and toughest events ever on the U.S. Hot Rod Association National Event Tour. It's gonna be wild.
Hi, everyone. I'm Kris Chapman at the State Fair Arena in Oklahoma City. You're going to have ringside seats as America's top mud racers get down and dirty for a chance at all the cash and glory that comes with winning a U.S. Hot Rod Championship.
The best in the business, Larry Jarrett, Jim Weber, three-time world champ Tom Martin, and world record holder Jeff Ecker in the Insanity will do battle, and we'll see the fire-breathing, five-story tall behemoth known as Robosaurus in action. Welcome, everybody, to the Silverdome in Pontiac, Michigan, as we get ready for one of the more unusual monster truck battles on the U.S. Hot Rod Association trail this season so far. It's a circular monster truck course in which two trucks will battle at one time. We're in qualifying right now, and we'll be seeing solo runs with Mike Wine's Jersey Outlaw Ford up first against the clock. He'll be the first man to set the pace in this 8-truck qualified field. Sets of cars. Wine completes the first jump, now has to make a hard left turn, swing it around, and try and keep it straight to hit the second set of machines while completing one full lap as the elapsed time counter ticks away. Wine lands hard, brings it back around, and completes the first lap against the clock. As he crosses the center of the crush car section, the clock stops. The elapsed time for the New Jersey-based Ford, 29.67 seconds. That'll be the mark to beat as we continue qualifying here in the one-shot attempt to fill the field. And here is the crowd favorite and defending champion, Andy Brass out of St. Louis, Missouri, in the state-of-the-art Bigfoot Ford of Bob Chandler. The crowd already knows this is going to be a good one as Brass makes the first turn beautifully. A rather rough landing, but he hits the turn hard. The inside wheel's off the ground, and he turns too hard. But Brass straightens it back out and completes the run. The mark to beat, 29.67 seconds. Brass and Bigfoot runs 20.69 seconds. An incredible job for the defending champion, and the crowd loves it. Looking at the replay of that qualifying run, Brass had an unstable situation with the front end bouncing around, but he still stayed in the throttle and actually overdrove the turn, but straightened it out in time to clock a run that was some 9 seconds quicker than the mark to beat. Andy Brass takes over the pole as the next machine gets ready to pull up to the starting line, and it's one of the hottest young drivers in the sport today. Greg Holbrook, the 19-year-old out of Tennessee in the Equalizer GMC. A picture-perfect flight, and Holbrook manages to take the turn perfectly. Look at this, staggered steering as he goes over the second set of cars. That's sheer guts for the 19-year-old, but now he runs into engine problems as the motor stalls. And Holbrook barely manages to get it back underway, but that's going to hurt him big. Holbrook sends it into the last turn. Hopefully he won't have to use the stagger on the independent front and rear steering. And he'll complete the course with an elapsed time of 29.68 seconds, 100th of a second behind Mike Wine for the number 3 qualifying position at this point. That will bring us into this week's Crunch of the Week. In the state of Georgia, just a few seasons ago, Todd Blazier in the far lane came through this incredible crash. but not immediately. Believe it or not, on-site paramedics officially pronounced him dead with no heartbeat, but revived him on the scene, and Todd Blazer still continues racing monster trucks today. That's this week's Crunch of the Week.
This week's Crunch of the Week is brought to you in part by Game Boy from Nintendo. Your power to go.
We're back at the Pontiac Silverdome, continuing with monster truck qualifying here at the U.S. Hobbit Association Monster Truck Challenge Series. A brand new monster machine, so new it's not even painted or lettered yet. Out of St. Louis, Missouri, it's Ray Perkowski and the new Invader with his shot in qualifying against the clock. And problems on the very first turn. Perkowski will get right back in the throttle, though, and try and salvage this run. But he's got major problems. It looks like possibly a broken steering linkage in the front. Something is dramatically wrong. Perkowski, I guess, still does have front steering, but he knows that there is some kind of mechanical malfunction that is keeping this thing from running anywhere near its potential. And Perkowski will take it back to the pits immediately. The elapsed time on the run, 1 minute, 12 seconds flat. That isn't going to help him a bit. Here's Rob Fuchsia, the First Blood Ford. The 1989 Rookie of the Year takes the first turn perfectly and now sets his sight with an unsponsored home-built truck on knocking Bigfoot out of the pole. He brings it around beautifully on the last turn and crosses the finish line. The mark to beat, 20.69 seconds. Fuchs runs 20.43 seconds, and the underdog moves into the #1 spot. Incredible run. On the starting line out of Minneapolis, Minnesota, Jim Thomas and the barely tame Ford. Thomas rather conservative around the first turn as he lines up for the second set of cars. But look at this, a staggered driving style just like the Equalizer, using the independent front and rear steering to straighten the truck out. Even more problems on the second turn as Thomas brings it back around. The elapsed time for Thomas, 27.55 seconds, and that won't help him a bit. When we come back, we'll get a chance to see the continuation of the Pontiac Monster Truck Showdown and a 5-story tall behemoth Robosaurus, plus the nation's quickest and fastest super modified mud racers. Don't go away.